Hello BB, and Jayden Quaintance is looking forward to the Louisville game. Will he be ready by then? Let's get to the news. But first, subscribe to the channel to receive more news from the Cats. The rivalry between Kentucky and Louisville transcends the simple concept of a basketball game. It's a battle that echoes for decades, fueled by the insatiable passion of fans and the stories that intertwine on and off the court. This year, the anticipation for the clash seems even more heated, especially with the promise implicit in the words of Jayden Quaintance, the transfer center, who will finally find his way to wear the blue and white of the Kentucky Wildcats. Quaintance, whose trajectory thus far has been marked by twists and turns and challenges, brings with him a unique familiarity with the Kentucky program. He was initially recruited by John Calipari, but moved to Arizona State after Calipari's departure for Arkansas. Now, with Mark Pope at the helm, Quaintance has the opportunity to rewrite his college basketball history. His arrival is seen as a key piece for a team looking not only to regain its top spot but also to surprise in a season fraught with uncertainty and new faces. However, the big question lingers. Will he be ready to face Louisville? A torn ACL is an obstacle few athletes can overcome without leaving a visible mark on their performance. But Quaintance doesn't seem the type to be easily intimidated. His comments about the matchup against the Cardinals reveal an infectious energy, a hunger for that moment when the spotlight will shine on him and his teammates. I'm really excited about the energy in this game. It's always fun, and all the fans are eagerly anticipating it, so I'm definitely looking forward to it, he said, exuding a quiet, almost calculated confidence. This response, given on November 11th, may be more than just a statement of enthusiasm. It could be an indication that Quaintance is much closer than one might think to returning to the court. The Battle of the Bluegrass, scheduled to take place a week before the prestigious Champions Classic, could very well mark his official debut in a Kentucky jersey. If true, it will be a gift for BBN fans, who yearn to see the team play with the intensity and quality that have always characterized the program. Mark Pope's work in this process cannot be underestimated. Since taking over at Kentucky, Pope has distinguished himself for his ability to shape resilient teams capable of overcoming adversity both on and off the court. He inherited a group in transition, with many inexperienced players, and others, like Quaintance, returning from injuries. Even so, the atmosphere at practice has been described as vibrant and focused. Pope has worked tirelessly to create a cohesive identity, where each player understands their role and contributes to collective success. Quaintance's recovery, for example, has been closely monitored by the medical staff and coaches, who are ensuring he returns to peak physical condition without compromising his long-term health. Workouts have been intense, but also strategic. Pope has emphasized the importance of making the most of available talent while preparing the team to face the challenges of a season that promises to be competitive. Quaintance's presence, while still uncertain in terms of his immediate impact, is already seen as a differentiator. His previous experience recruiting at Kentucky and his understanding of the weight of the blue and white jersey could be decisive factors in building a team that plays with heart and intelligence. The rivalry with Louisville, in turn, is the perfect setting to test this new lineup. The Cardinals arrive with their own set of expectations and pressure, but few games on the college calendar carry the emotional and historical weight of the matchup between these two teams. For the Kentucky players, especially Quaintance, it is an opportunity to prove themselves on a stage that demands courage and determination. For fans, it's a chance to celebrate a tradition that defines not only the sport, but also the culture of an entire state. If Quaintance is truly ready to take the court against Louisville, his presence could be the catalyst Kentucky needs to start the season on the right foot. More than that, it could be a symbol of the renaissance Mark Pope is building for the program. Let's move on. Five-star forward Caleb Holt, a class of 2026 prospect, is close to confirming an official visit to Lexington. This possibility, which has been carefully orchestrated by the Wildcats coaching staff, is a clear sign that the program remains ambitious in its search for elite talent capable of further elevating one of the most established teams in college basketball. Holt, a native of prolific prep in Huntsville, Alabama, is a rare gem, and his potential arrival at Kentucky would be a milestone in Pope's rebuilding project, which combines strategic vision with a modern and dynamic playing style. Caleb Holt is not just another name on the recruiting radar. He is an athlete who embodies the type of player who can become the backbone of a championship team. During the FIBA U19 Men's World Cup trials in Colorado Springs, Holt had the opportunity to work directly with Mark Pope, who served as head coach of the United States U19 national team. This experience was a defining moment, not only for Holt, but also for Pope, who got to see firsthand what the young guard brings to the court. Holt described himself with a phrase that sums up his essence as a player: "My motor never stops." This relentless intensity, combined with his ability to attack the rim, wear down defenders, and maintain a high pace, makes him a unique prospect. The news that Holt is working diligently with assistant coach Jason Hart to schedule a visit to Kentucky is indicative of the program's investment in this recruitment. The Holt family, led by Desmond, the player's father, appears to be aligned with their mutual interest, and the possibility of a date being confirmed in the coming weeks only adds to the excitement. Kentucky is no stranger to Holt's radar. The program offered the guard a scholarship in July of last year and has maintained constant contact since then, including an in-home visit last spring. What makes Caleb Holt such a valuable addition? In addition to his physical stature and versatility, he combines attributes that align perfectly with the style of play that Mark Pope has implemented at Kentucky. Holt is a multi-position guard with the ability to create plays, attack the basket aggressively, and defend with intensity. His relentless mentality, the engine he himself highlights, is the kind of trait that turns good teams into great ones. The competition for Holt is undoubtedly fierce. The guard has already officially visited Ole Miss and made unofficial visits to top programs such as Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Houston, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. His scheduled visits to Alabama, October 3rd to 5th, and Auburn, October 10th to 12th, show that he is carefully evaluating his options. Pope has already demonstrated a knack for attracting elite talent, and his direct experience with Holt on the U19 team could be a plus. Kentucky's reduced focus on five-star point guard Jason Crow Jr. suggests Pope is focusing his energies on prospects like Holt, a decision that could yield significant rewards. Holt's arrival in Lexington, even if just for a visit, would be a moment of celebration for the fans. Mark Pope has the opportunity to show the young guard what Kentucky represents: a history of titles, a passionate fan base, a program that molds players for the NBA, and much more. Let's see how this story unfolds. The news that Booker has signed a historic contract extension with the Phoenix Suns, a deal that not only cements his position as a cornerstone of the franchise, but also reaffirms the lasting influence of Kentucky basketball with its former Wildcat. The news, which sparked a wave of excitement among Wildcat and NBA fans, confirms that Devin Booker, with his unquestionable skill and magnetic charisma, has secured a 2-year extension with the Suns, valued at an impressive $145 million. This contract, which will keep him in Phoenix through the 2029-30 season, is not only a financial milestone, but a testament to Booker's indelible impact on the league. According to renowned journalist Shams Charania, the deal guarantees Booker the highest annual salary extension in NBA history, a feat that places the former Wildcat in a place reserved for the game's greatest. For the Kentucky basketball program, led by Mark Pope, Booker's achievement is more than just a headline. It's validation that Kentucky has always been on the right path, and that he can inspire new players like Booker, despite not having worked with him. Pope, whose vision for the program combines tradition with innovation, must be smiling to see one of his predecessors on the Kentucky roster reach such heights. Booker, who wore the blue and white with pride, is a living example of what the Kentucky system can produce. Players who not only dominate the court, but become leaders, icons, and now, financial record breakers. Last season, Booker demonstrated, once again, why he is considered one of the best of his generation, averaging 25.6 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 7.1 assists per game. He was the beating heart of a Suns team that, despite not advancing to the playoffs, showed flashes of brilliance. Even with Kevin Durant's surprising trade to the Houston Rockets, which brought the Suns a flood of new players and draft picks, the franchise has made it clear that Booker is the cornerstone of its future. His confidence is not unfounded. In his 10 seasons with the Suns, Booker not only established himself as the all-time leading scorer, but also as the record holder for three-point field goals made, numbers that speak for themselves and reinforce the rigorous training he received at Kentucky. The offseason has been a period of rebuilding for the Suns, but the decision to invest in Booker signals a clear direction, building around a star who combines raw talent with an unwavering work ethic. For Kentucky fans, this news is a cause for celebration, but also for reflection. Booker's success is a reflection of how things work in the Phoenix Suns. As the Phoenix Suns prepare for a new season with Booker as their undisputed leader, Kentucky fans' eyes will be on both the NBA and their own backyard. And Kentucky continues to produce great players for the NBA. Leave your comment.